Hey everyone, I just want to jump into this video real quick. So no intro, just gonna just start talking, possibly no outro, just to get my thoughts on the recent situations that's been happening and just what's been going on the back end with the community and how we've been approaching things when it comes to controversial subjects. So for those that don't know, IGN recently released an article talking about multiverses and how it cost Warner Brothers over $100 million to make. And at the current time, reposts that same article on their Twitter page again. And in an unexpected twist, Leffen, a very known fighting game player who got their roots from platform fighters, in which case was Melee, decided to chime in on this and give his thoughts on the matter. I'll put this tweet up here, but basically what the comment states is this game came out unfinished with horrible mechanics, netcode, and a 2v2 focus. It was then taken down for months only to launch much worse in every area and adding an awful monetization, and now it'll scare publishers from greenlighting any plat fighter for the next 20 years. So very little choice of words, but so much to unpack here, but I'll get to that in a second. Once Leffen made this comment, the MVS community went into an uproar. Leffen is being negative. If you don't like the game, don't play it, all of that stuff. Now the comment itself has some stuff that's kind of questionable, like the 2v2 focus and not being able to have a plat fighter within the next 20 years. You can kind of question that, but the other stuff, and this is where my gripe is with the multiverses community. We as a community have to stop doing this whenever someone says something we don't agree with, man. Have you guys ever just thought about why these people are saying these things? Because let's just be honest, it is more than one person saying a lot of the things that were said inside that comment. And while Leffen is surrounded by controversy through his whole career about having takes that upsets communities, there are quite a few people that agree with his takes. A megaphone, if you will, when it comes to these players. But the thing is, with almost everything he said in that comment is echoed within the people who are left inside this community, and those that have left because of those reasons. The things that he mentioned aren't anything new, and just outright ignoring them is just going to kill any momentum we have had from the spotlight that is on this game that we enjoy. How is this community going to grow when every time someone critiques an issue that they have with the game, first thing we do is lash out on them, then jump back into our community to try to get people on our side, creating an echo chamber of negativity. That same type of negativity you said that was happening with the comment. Now, me personally, I'm fortunate and blessed enough to game with my three brothers as I can have their takes, and it can apply to a huge majority of consumers and people inside this community. One of my brothers I like to call a competitive casual, meaning that he will push his abilities to the best of his knowledge, but will not so much look up guides and tournaments to get better understanding of things. Another I like to call a casual competitive, meaning that he will look up guides and content getting a better understanding of the game and can teach others, but technicality often holds him back. The I don't have to be good to know how to be good type of player. He's probably gonna hate me for that, but anyways. And my other brother is the casual, meaning that they aren't looking up anything as in pushing themselves to be the best, but to be their best, and only plays what they enjoy. By the way, Doug, Steve, and Bebop, if y'all see this at any time, just know that I love y'all. Also, Tenchu, Kirby, and Whiff Suck. So me and my brother, the competitive casual, played all season 3. And while I went to grind up to GM, he was okay with sitting in Diamond as he had his fill of the game. So when I, the hardcore competitive gamer of the four of us, asked him why not try to get to Masters or GM like me, so he basically said something along the lines of, besides Marvin not having a master skin, I don't have much interest in grinding, but the game just has too many characters that are better than others with these hitboxes, man. It gets extremely frustrating after a while, which I get because his main is Marvin and the frame data and hitboxes and everything for him is on the lower end, which I'm going to make a video about that in the future. So yeah, I get it. But what's interesting is that my brother, the competitive casual, also echoed the similar sentiment that Leffen made. And as mentioned, is a sentiment that echoes throughout our community. So why do we bash these players instead of just trying to understand where they're coming from? My brother spent money on the game, even bought the Founders Pack. And he said this about the game. And I'm sure he would spend more money if the game was in a more playable state. So with someone willing to spend more money on the game but have these grievances, are you just going to push them away too? Rather you agree with these players or not, we need these players and their support, as Multiverses is a small community and it's getting smaller by the hour. I say all that just to say, man, we really got to stop looking at this stuff as being negative, man. IGN made a post and they smashed a comment about said post with their grievances of the game. And while the gameplay thoughts are subjective, there are quite a few things in the game that are a big problem and why so many have left. I've been in many game communities over my years, some that are still here and sadly some that the game no longer exists. But outside of gameplay, want to know the biggest contributors to what killed the community? Well, I'm pretty sure you know, but it was the gatekeepers. The ones that blindly put their identity into the game thinking that they are helping it. And they just annoy anyone else that might want to try the game because they said something they didn't like about it, which eventually just put the game down. I'm pretty sure that all you guys watching this video has ran into that smasher, you know, the one that will just blindly tell you nothing is better than a game, nothing will ever be smashed, nothing can compete to smash, all of that stuff. And I ask you, does it feel good when you talk to those players? Does it make you want to try the game when they're bombarding you with how glorified and how godly their game is? Because I'll be honest, even smashers don't like these gatekeepers that put their identity around the game. I'll even go out on a limb and say that even Leffen, if he were to talk to these players, will say they are just annoying within the community as they are outside of the community. And also, please don't take me saying a person putting their identity around the game is the same as someone showing appreciation. If you want a Marvin tattoo based off the Galaxy skin, I'll support that. I really think that's awesome. But if you want a Marvin tattoo based off the Galaxy skin, then proceed to tell everyone how Multiverses is superior and you would die for the game, then me familiar, that's a bit too much. Season 4 is releasing within a few hours, possibly even the day I upload this. And we have an opportunity to keep new players on our end with constant feedback and our decisions as a community. And trust me when I say gatekeepers will kill the few players we have left and the momentum that we can have with this opportunity. Well, that and the gameplay changes if they aren't up to par. No pressure, developers. But we do have control on the direction the game goes. And I just say that if you are watching this before, during, or even after Season 4, try not to bash those players who make their comments in the game known, as that could be a potential player that could have stayed. And even if they decided to leave, probably could have spent a few bucks if you didn't annoy him out of the community. And while I am a little skeptical on the gameplay choices, but I'll make that in a video on its own and not go on that here, one thing I will not do is bash a player directly if they don't agree with me. Looking at you, Shield enthusiasts. But yeah, so that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this take. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up as it helps the algorithm reach new people, which gets this word out, which then helps us in the long run as a community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, peace, love, and show out.